I said this was point number 4 in episode 84 about creating time to create and pursuing something that brings you joy and satisfaction. This stimulates the brain's reward system. Welcome to Reps and Redemption, a podcast for moms who want to prioritize their health and build strength from the inside out. Hey there, mama. I know you long to find the joy in all the things homemaking and motherhood while showing your kids that you don't have to give up on yourself, your goals, or your desired quiet time with Jesus just to be a good mom. I'm your host, Ashley Harvey, former college athlete, wife, homeschooling, faith-filled homemaker, mom of 4, nutrition and strength training coach. If you're ready to take control of your health, lose fat, build muscle, and faith, you're in the right place. Grab that iced coffee and let's dive in. Hey there, welcome back to Reps and Redemption. I am so glad you are here today. Like I said in the last episode, I know you don't have a ton of time and I don't either. So let's just dive in to today's episode. I wanted to talk about dopamine because I have, in the last episode, in episode 84, I was doing some research when it came to the cold plunge and lifting really heavy. And especially the cold plunge, I was kind of shocked to learn that it releases dopamine. But I guess I should have understood that because of how I feel when I get out of the cold plunge. And if you haven't checked out that episode yet, please do so. Like I said, that's episode 84. But let's just talk about what dopamine is to start. So dopamine is a type of neurotransmitter, which is a chemical messenger to the brain. It plays a crucial role in various brain functions, including regulating our mood, our pleasure and reward, our motivation, and our motor control. So dopamine is often associated with feelings of pleasure and reward, and it's released in response to pleasurable activities or experiences. Now, like I said with the cold plunge that I mentioned in episode 84, I don't feel pleasure filled when I'm in it, but when I get out, I do. So that's what's really, interesting. Like, it's intriguing to me, and I find it really interesting how the body responds to really hard things. I never put those two together, that you could do something hard or something very challenging, and then the accomplished feelings and that dopamine that you get afterwards. Like I said in episode 84 with doing the cold plunge, I don't think I'm feeling dopamine while I'm in it, but when I get out, that sense of accomplishment and those it's a reward system. I get out of the cold plunge and I feel amazing. So we want to do things that release dopamine, and because dopamine reduces our stress levels, but we want to do things that are helpful to our health and not harmful. So I want to kind of give you a list of five or so ways that we as stay-at-home moms can naturally release dopamine, or whether you're a busy mom, you just work from home, or you stay at home with your kids like I do, and you take care of the house. These are some important things that you could do on a regular basis that will help release dopamine naturally. So number 1 is exercise. And we talked about that in the last episode and the episode before that. I feel like I'm always talking about exercise, but it's because when we engage in regular physical activity, whether it's just a quick walk outside, a workout routine, or dancing in the kitchen with my 1.5-year-old who now likes me to spin her around, it can trigger the release of dopamine and promote a sense of accomplishment and well-being. So we want to move our bodies, basically. And number 2, setting goals. So when we set goals that we can achieve, and I heard something the other day that really stood out to me. Like, here's the goal, but here's the expectation. So I think that if we say, okay, here is my goal, and maybe it's a little bit out of reach, but my expectation is here. And so it's a little bit before the goal, but you want to hit the goal, and either one is a sense of accomplishment and a dopamine release. Number 3, enjoying a hobby. So I said this was point number 4 in episode 84 about creating time to create and pursuing something that brings you joy and satisfaction. This stimulates the brain's reward system and leads to dopamine, I keep saying it wrong, dopamine release. This could include just about anything that you enjoy doing. Spending time with quality time with your loved ones, with your spouse, connecting with family members and friends through meaningful conversations and interactions, sharing an experience together, this can all trigger the release of dopamine and foster feelings of happiness and bonding. And I know that the other day, my 1.5-year-old, she says, hold you, hold you. So I pick her up and give her a hug, and oh, it just feels so good. And I'm like, why do I feel so happy, even though like I am tired today? And that's exactly why. The last one I have for you is mindfulness and just making time for being present, engaging in mindful practices. And, a lot of people might say meditation, but I say prayer. This can help reduce stress and anxiety. And just when you connect with the Lord and you go to Him and give Him everything, which I know I need to do on a daily basis, probably an hourly basis, and release the dopamine. It releases dopamine and promotes a sense of calmness and well-being. And, where you can meet the Lord wherever, and He's there. He's right there with you. Here is the bottom line and the takeaway from today is dopamine is your brain's reward system. It keeps you motivated, it enhances your mood, and supports our own learning and growth. And if we have the power to naturally boost our dopamine levels through activities that we enjoy throughout the day, we should definitely make that a point. Would you agree? I think that there is also a way to find a balance between self-care, meaningful activities, and social connections, and just make sure that it is good for you and your life and what you have going on in this season. I hope this episode has encouraged you and inspired you to naturally increase and release dopamine. Until next time. If this episode inspired you, will you share with a friend? I would be so grateful if you would leave a podcast review on your listening app of choice. Remember, the content provided in this podcast is for informational and educational purposes only and is not intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Please seek the advice of your qualified healthcare provider with any questions you may have regarding a medical or health condition. Remember, be bold, mama, and live well. Until next time.